Hi, welcome to Ken's Games Collection and Season 2 of Blah Blah Blah. So if you don't know what Blah 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 is, it's just me talking about random news articles that I found on the internet and just sharing my opinions. And you can actually share your opinions down below in the comment section. So I've got a lot of stuff to get through for the first episode for 2021. Let's start off with Cyberpunk 2077. There was a second lawsuit filed against CD Red Projects in the I think it was the Central District Court of California on behalf of investors. The content of the claim is said to be the same as the first one filed against the studio last year. The first lawsuit claimed that investors were misled about the performance of Cyberpunk 2077 on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 consoles. I have to be honest, that game should not have been released on the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One. It's just not meant to be on those systems, and I think even on the PlayStation 5 and the Series X, it's not up to the standard it is on PC. I know people that's got it on the PC and they don't have all those issues with the bugs like we do on the consoles. And look, I know it was a really ambitious project from them compared to what they did with The Witcher. This game has been in development for about 10 years, and you look at all the conceptual art of it and what the finished product is, and it may have been better if it was just left to be released on PC to begin with, and then later fix all of these issues that were on the home console. Forget about releasing it on the PlayStation 4 and the Series X altogether. I know that's where the main market is going to be. We can't even get PlayStation 5s and the Series X here in Australia. They're all sold out and they sell out instantly that they're available. So I really believe that Cyberpunk 2077 is meant for the next gen consoles that we have, the PlayStation 5s and all of that, not for last gen. And this lawsuit, people are saying this is the end of CD Red Projects. I don't think so. They'll hang around. I think at this stage, Cyberpunk has sold about 14 million copies worldwide, and it will continue to sell. And I think once they fix all of these issues, they give free download content, it should restore faith back in the consumer. I'm really hoping for it, because I do love the stuff they did with the Witcher series, and I really can't wait to play this game. But I'm going to wait in probably another 6-8 months until I feel that it is going to be in a state where it's going to be playable and it's not going to be glitchy, buggy, like I've seen on various videos on YouTube. So let me know what you think about that. Have you played it? Have you got it? Have you played it? Have you experienced all of, every time I hear that there's an update, there's something else that's gone wrong with this game. But it's a shame. It was a very ambitious title, very, very ambitious title for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, I feel. So the next story I want to talk about is actually from Bethesda, and this one really surprised me. They did a tweet on Twitter saying a new Indiana Jones game with an original story is in development by our studio Game Machine, and it will be executive produced by Todd Howard, God help us, in collaboration with Lucasfilm Games. So that is a big reveal, considering that I got to be honest, I have not seen an Indiana Jones game work since the LucasArts point-and-click adventure games. They were perfect for the Indiana Jones universe. Now, does this mean that Bethesda is going to go down a more of a action-adventure path or a point-and-click adventure path? Because I feel if they went down the action way, I think it would fail, because everything I've seen to date has not worked. We have Tomb Raider with Lara Croft, we had Uncharted with Nathan Drake. Those games work, and they've tried time and time again to do this sort of thing, to get an action game in that similar vein to work, and it has not worked as far as I'm aware. I don't think it has. I've got one or two games. I got the one on the Master System, which was okay, but that again, the point and click adventure games work way better than what the action games do. Now, will this tie in with the new Indiana Jones movie? I think it begins production in a few months in 2021 with Harrison Ford as Indy, Steven Spielberg back directing the Indiana Jones franchise. So this would be actually a good tie-in. I don't know if they've been working on this for a while, but it does say it's a new original story in development from their studios. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they go with this. History has shown that point-and-click adventure games work so well with the Indiana Jones franchise. So yeah, just wait and see with that one. Okay, let's talk about some Uncharted news, and this is really interesting. One of their senior conception artists, Hyung Nam, from Naughty Dog, has posted 3 pieces of conceptual art with a fantasy scene that people are saying could be the next Naughty Dog game. So the photos are actually from Nam's art studio profile, showing a woman with a sword sitting on the head of a dragon. She's supposedly slayed. Another woman with bright green eyes, and a third woman in shaman-like clothing, featuring a ram skull on her head with a staff with a skull on top. So of course people are going to start thinking, is this actually going to be the next game from Naughty Dog? I feel like they need to move away from the Last of Us series, and looking back over the previous generations of console. On the PlayStation we had Crash Bandicoot, PS2 was Jak and Daxter, PS3 was Uncharted, and also on PS3 we got The Last of Us, which kind of caught me off guard. I was really thinking that they would work on a new IP for the PS4, and that could have been The Last of Us, but I guess they were so burnt out from the Uncharted series that they wanted to go and do something different before returning to that series. But this is really interesting, and seeing the conceptual art, it could be very interesting that they did take a new IP in that direction instead of going from what we had with the Uncharted series, go back in time, goes to some era where it kind of looks like The Witcher or even Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which I think would be really cool. And it would actually, I think it would really work if we did see Naughty Dog go in that direction. But it'd be interesting to see. This is just conceptual art. It could be 2-3 years off before we see a brand new game from Naughty Dog. That's if they are working on a new IP, which I think they really need to do that. Now, this is going to lead into the next story that I saw that captured a lot of us Uncharted fans, imagination, I guess you could say. So it reads that Sony's new San Diego team is working on an existing franchise, and of course straight away anybody that's a fan of Uncharted was really hoping that maybe we will get a new Uncharted game. It could be actually something like Fall Zone, or it could be even Infamous, which were great franchises on the PS4, PS3. Could they come back? So a lot of people are speculating there could be a new Uncharted game, which it could be in the works, but we know that Naughty Dog's not going to work on it. But they could be creative consultants, and they did that with the version that was released on the PlayStation Vita, Golden Abyss, which was a great game for the Vita, made by a different development team, wasn't made by Naughty Dog. So we know they have done that sort of stuff in the past where they have collaborated. So this is a brand new team that's been brought together to work on an existing franchise, which we hope, I hope that it would be an Uncharted game. Would it be featuring Nathan Drake? That's the question, because for me Uncharted is Nathan Drake, and I actually held off buying Lost Legacy for quite a while because of that fact that Nathan Drake wasn't in it. But I did end up taking a chance with Lost Legacy and absolutely loving it. So I am open to the possibilities of maybe another game featuring these characters, Sam and Sully. I don't know. I wasn't really into Sam Drake. For some reason, I just could not care less about that character. I guess he came in so late into the series. Maybe that's part of the reason, but I just could never get into that character. So if there was a game that was featuring Sam, I wouldn't be there. To me, Uncharted is Nathan Drake, And whatever happens, if it's Infamous or another franchise that we totally forgot about, it would be great to see this sort of stuff happening. But as a fan of Uncharted series, I really want to see a Nathan Drake in that. But time will tell, I guess. I mean, that's probably another 2 years away. If this team only been put together, I think back in last November, we're way off seeing anything from them. And the final thing I want to talk about is actually a game that's getting released as a demo on the 28th of January, and it's by Yuki Naka, who worked for Sega for so many years. He worked on Phantasy Star. He was part of the Sonic team that created Sonic the Hedgehog and Burning Rangers, Nights in the Dreams. He's got a game coming out called Balan Wonderworld, which looks very charming. To me, it kind of reminds me of the games I used to love to play from Sega back in the day, and I'm really looking forward to this demo. Hopefully it's a really good playable game. I know it's got a couple of levels in it from that didn't get released in the Japanese demo, which is great, but I think it's going to be a really cool game. I'm really hoping for it, but I just wanted to throw that in there because it is getting released demo on all platforms. Check it out, and let's hope it's a great game because I do love the work of Yuki Naka. So that's the end of another episode of Blah Blah Blah, first episode for 2021. I do these not weekly, just whenever some news stories pop up that capture my interest. Leave some comments down below. What do you think about some of that stuff? New indie game, is it possible? New team in San Diego working on some franchise, bringing something back. Could it be Uncharted? Could it be the Infamous? That was a great series. It was really cool. Sucker Punch did this one. That's right, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that one. So until next time, guys, bye.